1 meal a day for 14 days. So what drove me to do this in 14 days? The so-called OMAD diet, but it's with a twist. I only consume 600 to 700 calories per meal, and that's 1 meal a day. So we're definitely straight under the bar of being calorie deficit, all right? So this is a huge calorie deficit. I'm also training as well on top of that. When I say training, I do more of a HIIT weight training, and then I finish off with a bit of cardio. The second round is later on in the PM. Obviously, that's maybe 4 or 5 hours after me eating my lunch. But my training session usually starts in the morning around 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and only goes for an hour and a half. 2 hours max if I need to stretch, like do a long warm up and then a long cool down. Stretching is very, very important, guys. Then my day starts off with that. You know, daddy duties in between, gotta work in between. Once it hits 1 p.m., I'm usually eating. Sometimes I go a little overtime with work, so I end up eating around 2, 3 p.m. And then I rest, do a bit of work again, back to the drawing board, and then I end up doing cardio around 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Depending on what schedule I have. So sometimes I would either play basketball, I'll do some skipping here, do some sprinting, do walks around the block. So it changes, because sometimes you just really get bored of just doing cardio or just walking or running or jogging. So you got to change it up. What do I drink every day? So I do not drink anything other than water. That's the only thing I touch when it comes to hydration. The only thing is that I do to spice things up, but keep it in the calories, keep it clean, and it's great for your body, is Himalayan salt. So there's a lot of great, awesome benefits with Himalayan salt. Try researching it. It's amazing with all the minerals inside it and even electrolytes. So I use Himalayan salt, put it with warm water, half a glass or full glass, mix it up, stir it up, and then I put even my glutamine in there. If you're into supplements, I don't use BCAAs anymore during this fast, or you could say restricted time eating. That's kind of like what they call it, restricted time eating. Some people call it 24-hour fast. They also call it intermittent fasting, 24-hour fast. What else? There's other terminologies what they use for this, but I call it 24-hour fast with 1 meal a day. And that 1 meal a day, what is the meal? What do I eat? All right, so that's the next thing. I usually eat a ton of vegetables, usually around 200 grams of vegetables and 100 to sometimes 200 grams of protein. And that protein has fat, obviously. So I would either go with chicken or fish, but usually fish. Salmon the best because of all the, great omega-3s, fatty acids and everything like that and all that good stuff. I also have around about 3 to 4 eggs with that meal. And that's about it. If I need a bit of flavoring, I put a little bit of Himalayan salt, some pepper, and that's it. No other toppings, or you can put when I say veggies, it could be salad as well. You can have a big bowl of salad, leafy greens, keep it colorful, keep it interesting. And I find myself in the start, I can't consume it all because I'm not used to it. I'm used to eating carbs with it. But what I do, trick is I drink water prior to it, have a glass of water. I put lemon in my water every single day. And then, I go straight into eating. But, even halfway through eating, I already feel full. And the reason is because once you starve yourself from eating carbs. When I say starve, I say that in a nice way, in a great way. When you stop eating carbohydrates, your body stops looking for it. Wow. That's the crazy thing. And this is the first time I've ever done it. Like a full no carb diet. I mean, people say, oh yeah, vegetables is carbs. Yeah, all right. But they're very, very low carbs and they're very, very low in calories. So if you count them all up with, the 3 to 4 eggs, the 200 grams or 100 to 200 grams of your meat. Yeah, that's about it. That's all that I eat. And I'm keeping it strict, just strict like that. I'm not inserting any fruits at all, no fructose, no natural sweets, no sweeteners, not eating bread, pasta, no rice, rice is life. No potatoes. Even people are asking, you eating potatoes or sweet potato or even calabasa or pumpkin. No, I'm not eating any of that. So no starchy foods. I'm really going the hardcore healthy keto diet. So I'm trying, that's why with the eggs, I eat all the whole egg. So I'm not throwing away the cholesterol and jam-packed full of vitamins, minerals, the yellow. We all know that the white is pure is like great massive protein in them, but still not enough. So I've decreased also my protein on what I usually do in the, like the usual bodybuilding diet, high protein diet with low carbs, and just keep that consistently throughout the day. Eat 5 times a day, I would say small, medium, large type of meals, plus that it has a lot of protein. So I sacrifice that. I'm sacrificing my gains, from doing it. So, because I really want to lose weight, since I put on so much, no matter what, like if I eat rice and all that, if I go back to my normal diet or the bodybuilding diet or the aesthetic diet, the training diet, there was no changes. So I just said, I need a drastic change. I need a dramatic one. I need to sacrifice a lot. So that's why I made my decision to do this. But before all that, I studied this diet for like 2 months. Even when I was in Japan, even when I was in Canada, somehow it always pop in my feed about fasting and about, OMAD diet, about all these different diets, paleo diet, keto diet. I'm not really fond of the keto diet, but that's what I ended up doing, you know what I mean? I'm eating more like good fats. I even put butter, sometimes I put butter in my vegetables as well. But other than that, the oil, extra olive oil, virgin oil, the salmon, the cholesterol and the fats from the eggs, that's about it. It's pretty much a hardcore, strict eruption diet. But for some, there are a lot of people, after researching, there are a lot of people on this type of diet, but not particularly like mine. They'll add like, some nuts and all that sort of stuff. They'll have a bit of snacks in there. They don't really count their calories as much. Usually after a 24-hour fast, and this is what I used to do when I did 24-hour fast, I am blizzardly hungry. I am famished to the bone. And what I do is I reward myself with eating everything. And that's the biggest no-no you can do. Basically, you went backwards. You go backwards after fasting 24 hours. And then you're going eating junk food, carbo load to the max. It shouldn't be like that. You should really treat your fasts with respect, because you put in some hard work, thereby, I wouldn't say depriving, but abstaining yourself from eating food. Because there's a huger impact, massive impact, if you still eat clean after your 24-hour fast. Even if you do intermittent fasting as well, the less times you eat a day, the healthier it actually is. Take that in. So this is it. We spike our insulin, or we trigger insulin every time we eat. Every time we eat, triggering insulin, and that's not so good if you're not active. That's not so good if you're not eating healthy. And there's a lot of downfalls to that. Then you've got this battle with your blood sugar levels going from low, high. You're eating and drinking sweets. When people say everything in moderation, I would say yes, but it's great. It's better when it's less. I would take carbonated drinks once in a while. I would eat chocolate. That is my weakness, guys. Chocolate. I would be eating chocolate 5-6 times a week, and maybe sometimes twice a day. That's how bad I am. And I love, cheesecakes and chocolate, double chocolate cakes and ice cream and all that. I have a really big, huge sweet tooth. This was me saying to myself, less than 2 weeks ago, I said I really need to commit myself and do it for my own health. Because I had an experience where one day during our Ting tour, obviously I'm not on a good diet, I wasn't looking after it. I wasn't training consistently. I noticed that one time I was about to play in the first quarter, in the first maybe 5 minutes, I was running down the court. I had huge palpitations, almost to a point where I couldn't breathe. I didn't tell anyone about this. You guys are the first ones to know this, and I knew there was something wrong with me. I don't know what it was, and that was earlier this year. So you could say that was around 8-9 months ago. That also boosted me to keep training consistently, but my diet was so-so. I didn't really look after it. I kept with my bodybuilding diet, or you could say the body strengthening aesthetic diet, which is typical. Went on the IF diet mid-year this year. I looked great. I felt better because I was doing more. I had a more of a consistent program of training and eating better. Not the healthiest, but better. And so in August, during my birthday, you know what happens? Went on tour, 4 countries in like two months. So ended up in Canada doing the tour, went over to the States to see the family, had work in Guam and also work in Japan. Then came back and went straight to the beaches of La Union, and that was about, let's say, 4 weeks ago. But in between, I was studying on what I should actually do. I knew I had to make a huge change in my life, and that was the health side. I really had to look after my health. I knew that if I fell back even more, and when I saw that like over 2 weeks ago, when I saw myself at 260 again, I promised myself I'll never get there. Since the pandemic, I hit in 2020, that was my heaviest. It was like 261, and I was like, oh, that's it. So I lost all the weight, went down to 225, and that's the lowest I've ever been since, and that was in 2021. And then my weight has been fluctuating, and then the health risk that came upon me was that time when I was playing that basketball game. I think it was in Pangasinan, and it kind of haunted me. It was always at the back of my head, dreading me, saying, I got to fix myself up, you know what I mean? Really got to make some changes, detrimental changes for my own health and for my family. You know, I want to live longer. And I know that to live long, you know, fitness is health and health is truly wealth. And yeah, and that's why I actually committed myself to this. And it was a big, huge test because it came to a point where I finished playing basketball. I didn't feel like I was running the greatest. You know, I did well, and it was that night, came home, slapped on some chicken curry. The wifey made it and it was so good. I try to compensate the rice with with red rice. That's how we do it, you know. We always try and find justifications when it comes to finding the better thing, or what's better, what's more healthier. So the next day I woke up, went straight to the gym. I did some research from some doctors online, and that's what really pushed me. Next day I said I need to start doing not just intermittent fasting, but a hardcore fast with a clean meal at the end of every fast. I conceptualized my own plan. 2 days later after that, it was a Saturday, I fully committed myself 110%. After so much prayer as well, I said I got to really do this for my family, got to do this for my career, I got to do this for myself, and I got to do it for my fans. You know, a lot of people know me as Eruption. I can't be a skinny Eruption. I can't be a big, huge, chubby Eruption. I got to be the Eruption. So I got to look the part and really work towards that name. And and it's time to do it. And that's why I'm so committed. You know, before you even try this, guys, it's going to be hard. Know it. It's going to be very complex because everything will have to start in your mind. And I always say that it starts up here first before anything. And you got to pray. You got to believe in yourself. You know, you got to drive that passion. Remember why you started every time you get tempted. And I promise you, if you follow this type of diet, you can start in different various ways. You can do the intermittent fasting. You can skip 12 hours instead of doing the 24-hour fast. Skip breakfast and eat lunch and dinner. Don't try to snack. You know, stop snacking, because remember, the spike of your insulin, it's not so healthy. And that's why we have all these, you know, these rushes in our body. At one time we feel so great and we feel energetic, and the next thing you know, boom, bagsak. Then you feel like, oh, you're gutted, you know, you feel like tired, you feel dizzy because all this, you know, this carb load. So I would suggest that for starters, you can eat carbs, but just make it more cleaner carbs. Instead of you eating rice, you eat brown rice. If you like potatoes, you know, if you like sweet potato, just, you know, minimal. Try and keep your meal, maybe, you know, your ulam, or just not more bigger than your fist. That's how you know that you're eating better. But when it comes to leafy greens, man, take a big bowl of that. That's fine. Just make sure you have a good balance of your protein. Even fat is good. Count your calories if you can. If you don't, you know what's good for you, right? And and there's a lot of apps, calorie counting apps online. I've been using them as well, just to make sure that my calories stay under 1,000. So right now they're around 700. Sometimes if I double up on the protein, like I might double up on, because I did a big, huge session, 2 huge sessions, I'll double up on that. But never I will myself going straight back to like carbonated drinks or anything like that. Nah, you really got to fight it. And it is really a mind game, guys. It's a mind battle. It ain't going to be hard, but it'll definitely be worth it. And you got to push yourselves, especially the first 2-3 days. You're going to struggle. And there was one time, I think it was after the second night, I was fighting myself from getting out of bed and going to the fridge and grabbing my favorite food, you know what I mean? It's all in there. Ice cream's in there, chocolate's in there, I got my carbonated drinks in there, you know, but I really fought myself for a good 20 minutes, I think, of just moving around, being agitated. But then again, I just prayed and then shut my eyes and just stopped thinking about it. Started thinking about more on my training program tomorrow. What am I planning to do tomorrow? And then I fell asleep. Woke up feeling great. Then I did a tour, Gigantes Festival in Angono, Rizal, and that was beautiful. It was awesome. You can see the videos right now. I was so full of energy. There were times where, because I was, imagine being on a float in the middle of the streets in the sun and dancing for like 2 hours basically and entertaining everyone. It was like 2 to 3 hours. Actually, it was 3 hours, and wasn't hungry. I know I was thirsty, so I was drinking water all through, and then I had my lemon water in there. I made sure I took my Himalayan salt, also the apple cider vinegar, help prolong and my appetite. Same time, it's good for you, you know, maintaining a great blood sugar level. I knew then and there, while I was on that float, on that tour, that I can do this. Because usually after something like that, I would crash because of all the carbs that I've been eating. Because I would eat maybe something before it. I'll eat oatmeal, put some bananas in there, put peanut butter, you know, the usual aesthetic diet. Not even milk, just, you know, water, put a scoop of protein. I took out all my proteins, guys. So no protein shakes, no amino acids for now in this. And yeah, I just knew after day 3 that I was in for some goodness. And then I jumped on the scale after day 3. I lost around over 10 pounds straight away in 3 days. And then that motivated me. And then I felt great and better about myself as day 4, 5, 6, and I was doing, you know, twice a day, and during the night I never got hungry. This is the hardcore version, guys. I don't suggest everyone to do this, but if you're looking for drastic changes, this is actually healthy for you. There are so many health benefits about fasting. When you basically stop eating carbohydrates or stop eating in general, you allow your body time to reproduce, to recuperate, and to really rejuvenate. Even it producing cells, everything runs so much cleaner and better, especially also on a better, cleaner diet. So it's like carbohydrates is pretend that you're a car, and what we need for a car, right? For it to run, or you could have, let's say it's a hybrid car. You need gas, you need fuel, and usually our fuel for our bodies is carbohydrates, right? And that which turns into glucose, and that stores in our body. If you don't use it, it stores as fat, right? Then you have the other side, which is switch over, and you're going into the electricity as a car. We switch over to healthy fats and more fats for fuel. If your glycogen level storage in your body is depleted because you're not consuming carbohydrates or any sweets or anything like that, what is your body gonna hunt for next? Yep, fats. And that's where this ketosis process comes into play, and that's why I love not any keto diet, because there's a lot of keto diets out there. You make keto cupcakes, you make keto drinks and keto chocolate. Nah, we're going hardcore. But if you want to do that, that's fine. You know, start slowly, right? I really just, as I said before, I really wanted a dramatic change, and I needed to do this now. And it's now or never, because we ain't getting any younger. So I went hardcore, healthy keto, and that's basically my diet right now. Low, super duper low carb, or you can say no carb diet, because all we're eating is vegetable salads and fish, and sometimes chicken with eggs, and that's it. Nothing else. But I know that after this 14 days, I'm gonna slowly introduce different types of low carb. Like I'm gonna throw in the avocados, and gonna throw in some beef, some juicy beef with fats, not lean beef. You know, I'm gonna really change it up. So, because your body is smart, you know, it really reacts to what you're doing right now for safety reasons, and that's why your body reacts so quick sometimes. So then that's what causes plateau. So you got to make some changes. But man, overall, this diet, not for everyone, but if you want to try it, go ahead and try it. And my goal, like, I already have lost 28 pounds, but now I think I've lost around 35 pounds in total, coming from 260 and sitting now at 225. Hopefully, that's why I kind of want to continue this now. So I want to go all the way to 220. And once I get to 220, and I think that's when I'm going to start reintroducing carbs, a bit of rice, you know, live a little. And it's great. It's great for parties, Christmas. You don't want to be a party pooper, for New Year's and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, because people don't like it when you don't eat with them. You're antisocial, as they say, or you're a party pooper, or you're no fun. You're miserable. And that's what they think it is. Actually, I'm loving life now. I am so thankful that I made this decision on going into this healthy diet, fasting even more. And I'm definitely going to incorporate fasting. And I recommend fasting for everyone. You know what I mean? But there are some people that need to get checked up first. If you got cystity, or you're acidic, or you got some gut problems, check up with your doctor first before you trying this diet. But yep, I can't believe it. In 14 days, 35 pounds gone. That's it. Love it. And I'm thankful. Appreciate everyone that supported me, my wife in general, my family, my friends, my team Eruption. Even though they always tease me and try and tempt me. But yes, this is for you guys. This is for myself. And one up. Stay fit and healthy, guys. Trust me. And always, when you change your mindset, you're going to change your life. Remember that. Good luck.